Welcome back to another episode of the Cubby Perspective. My name is Andrew. This really isn't an episode. This is just a preview, but I figured I might as well just drop my opening sentence there. Excuse me, but nonetheless, let's dive into it. The 7-5 Chicago Cubs take on the 8-2 Texas Rangers tonight at Wrigley Field. The Texas Rangers play out of the AL West, and they are part of the American League. So this is an international, or excuse me, series or whatnot. I can't think of the word. But yeah, game starts at 6:40 p.m. Central Time, so make sure to tune in. Although the Rangers are off to a good start, obviously they're 8-2 on the season so far, and that's pretty good because they're in first place. Their offense hasn't gotten it going yet. They don't have a bad pitching staff, but the Rangers are known for their lethal offense. They have numerous all-star players such as Corey Seager, Marcus Semien. I wouldn't really label Jake Berger as an all-star player, but the dude does have a lot of power, so he could definitely hit it long ways. They have Adolis Garcia, Wyatt Langford. So they do have a very, very lethal offense, and hopefully the Cubs can catch them at the right time where that offense doesn't decide to start hitting. Because if it does, the Cubs may be in trouble. But let's dive into the numbers, right? The Rangers offense has posted a 610 OPS through 10 games so far this season. A 610 OPS is not going to cut it in Major League Baseball. You just simply not going to be a good team. I guess you could be a really good team if your pitching staff is completely out of this world and just, doesn't give up more than 2 runs a game. Then I could see, yeah, maybe you could win some games that way. But typically, a 610 OPS is not going to cut it. A league average OPS is around a 700, 750 mark, kind of falls into those parameters. So that's just league average, right? Like, you want to see that OPS higher. I would say a really, really good player is at that like 850 OPS mark and higher. Obviously, if you're above 750, you're at least an average to above average player. So if you guys don't know what OPS is, excuse me, maybe I should dive into that a little bit. OPS is a statistic that combines a player's on-base percentage and slugging percentage into one simple metric. It's an easy way of telling whether or not a player contributes offensively to a team. So, yeah, the Texas Rangers are just not seeing the ball right now. So look out for the Texas Rangers tonight. Hopefully Justin Steele could keep them at bay. Hopefully Justin Steele can rebound himself because Justin Steele has not looked good to start the season. With the Texas Rangers having struggles on the offensive side of the ball, look for Justin Steele to have a good start today. Justin Steele is 2-1 with a 6.89 ERA, a 1.34 WHIP. 13 strikeouts, 0 quality starts. So he's not going deep into those games. He's not striking out hitters at the rate that he could. He's given up those hits. He's given up those, those doubles, those home runs. So that's why his ERA is inflated. And his WHIP is not that good either. You want to see that, you want to see a 1.34 WHIP be lower. He really needs to do a better job of limiting his walks, in my opinion. But look for Justin Steele to rebound in tonight's game. I think it's the perfect opportunity for him to do so. You have a really good team who's struggling right now, so maybe that could bolster his confidence moving forward if he does go out there and pitch up to his capabilities. And again, on the other side of the ball, you have Nathan Eovaldi. Nathan Eovaldi is 35 years old. Nathan Eovaldi is one of Texas Rangers' best pitchers. He's 1-0 with a 1.2 ERA, which is ridiculous. 0.47 WHIP, that's unheard of, and that's not. And a 0.47 WHIP will definitely be inflated at some point. That's just not plausible to keep that throughout the entire year. That's way too low. 2 quality starts and 17 strikeouts. So he is striking out batters. He is going deep into games. He is doing a really good job of limiting his walks right now. He's doing a very good job of not giving up runs, not giving up the long ball, not giving up those hits. So the Cubs are going to have to get after Nathan Eovaldi early today, because if Nathan Eovaldi does get into a groove, it could be the end of the Cubs for the game, in my opinion. You don't want to see Nathan Eovaldi get in that groove, like I said, because nothing good is going to come out of that. So if the Cubs are going to win this game, I think the Cubs either get to Nathan Eovaldi really early, or the Texas Rangers bullpen gives up some late inning runs, in my opinion. So look out for Nathan Eovaldi. Look out for how he's going to do. Look out for Justin Steele. I think it's going to be ultimately a very good pitching matchup. You know, you have two very capable pitchers who go out there and pitch a very good game. So again, look out for those two. It's going to be a great pitching duel, if I've ever seen one, in my opinion. All right, so let's move on to the Cubs offense. There's not much to talk about in the Cubs offense. Overall, they're doing really good. They're scoring those runs. They're being extremely patient at the plate. They're hitting the long ball. They're led by Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker's doing phenomenal for the Cubs. Suzuki's doing phenomenal. Swanson's hitting for power. Nico Hoerner, I don't know if it's that torpedo bat or whatnot, but Nico Hoerner's doing really well. Already 5 stolen bases on the year, 5 for 5. So the Cubs offense is rolling. There is one person I would like to talk about, and it's kind of a mind-blowing stat in my opinion. PCA, right? So check this out. According to Baseball Savant, PCA has yet to barrel up a baseball. He has a 0% barrel rate on the season. That just screams to me that PCA is not seeing the ball well. He looks off balance and doesn't have a clear recognition of the strike zone. His timing's off and everything, so I'm not really sure what's going on with PCA. It is early on in the season. Like I said previously, PCA has all the talent in the world to be a all-star, superstar caliber player. You know, he already has his defense and his speed and his base running lockdown. But I guess the actual big question here is, will PCA's bat translate into the major leagues? PCA, down in the minors, he kills minor league baseball. So if he goes back down there, I don't think that's going to do much for him. I think he's at the point in his career where it's go time. You need to start hitting these pitchers better. You need to start drawing more effective at bats. Take those walks. PCA has been bunting at an astronomical rate. I've never seen a player bunt as many times as PCA. And again, that just, like I said, that screams to me that he has zero confidence at the plate in his ability to draw an effective walk, get that base run, hit that ball out of the ballpark. So that's why you're seeing PCA bunt in these dire situations like yesterday. Yesterday we had runners on second and third. We had Swanson on third and Nico on second. 1 out with an open bag. Corey Hart, he couldn't throw a strike to save his life. What does PCA do? He bunts. Lays down a terrible bunt back to the pitcher. Corey Hart scoops the ball up, throws it at home plate. Dansby Swanson's out by a mile. I don't know who gave him the green light there. I don't know if that was PCA's decision to go ahead and bunt in that situation. But no, I mean, you do not bunt in that situation, right? Especially when the opposing pitcher is finding it very difficult to find the strike zone. And what did Matt Shaw do the following at bat? He drew a walk to load the bases, right? So PCA has zero confidence at the moment. He's not barreling up the ball. He's not hitting the ball hard. He's getting really weak contact. So look out for PCA. I don't know. Maybe it's getting to the point where they should think about dropping him in the lineup, because I really think he's kind of affecting Matt Shaw's at-bats. Because if Matt Shaw was batting behind Nico Hoerner and Dansby Swanson, he'd have runners on. But, PCA is, for whatever reason, batting in front of Matt Shaw right now. And it's just a huge black hole in the lineup. And it's almost a rally killer at the moment. So, I would even bet PCA in the 9-hole. Last year, PCA was batting in the 9-hole, and he was doing very well. I believe he went on a stretch where he hit 300 for about a month or two from that spot. So maybe that's what Craig Counsell has to do again. So look out for PCA. Look out to see what Craig Counsell decides on him, if he's going to drop him in the lineup or if he's going to give him a couple games off, which I think should be the case at this point. You saw David Ross in 23, Ben Seiya Suzuki after he was on a very, very rough stretch for a few games, and that kind of ignited something within Seiya Suzuki, and he came back absolutely on fire. So maybe PCA just needs to clear his head for a couple of games. He's obviously really stressed out at the plate. He's very angry at himself. He's constantly slamming his bat, screaming at himself, and that just screams to me that there's something going on within PCA, and he needs some days off for like a mental refresh. But my picks to click on the game are going to be Kyle Tucker. Like I say every game, get used to me picking Kyle Tucker. I think I will actually pick him for the remainder of the season. And my second pick to click of the game is Justin Steele. I think you're going to see Justin Steele really bounce back today, and you're going to see Justin Steele return to the form that he's capable of pitching to. Justin Steele is fighting for that new contract extension. He wants to get his payday, and this is a pivotal season for Justin Steele if the Cubs are going to lock him up and extend him. He really needs to pitch well. The Cubs are expected to be a very good team this year. They are expected to make the playoffs and win the NL Central. So the Cubs are going to need Justin Steele to be Justin Steele for the season as well as in the postseason. So picks to click, are Kyle Tucker as well as Justin Steele, and I believe the Cubs win this game in a nail-biting fashion, like 6-5 today, to improve the record to 8-5 and keep that first place in the NL Central. Go Cubs! Thank you guys. I'll see you guys soon.